Hello, my dear friends. I'm Stanislav Shamayev, a licensed business immigration and corporate attorney in Miami, Florida. In today's video, we're going to be discussing the E2 visa for Canadians who want to start or buy an existing business in the US. At the end of this video, you will be able to learn how to get a free evaluation of your E2 case. Let's go. I think E2 visa is very popular in Canada, and it's in very high demand right now. Just last day, we got an approval for E2 visa for our clients from Canada who are doing the property management company. The last week, we got an approval for accounting company from Canada that got established here and got an E2 visa. The past few months, we got approval for yacht rental business, maintenance of the house, purchasing of the restaurants, and many more. I do believe that the social policies in Canada are not quite there yet, so a lot of businesses just pack up and go. And let me tell you guys, if you're from Canada and you wanna invest in the US, you get the green light, because for my history, none of our E2 applications in the US Embassy in Canada got ever denied. So we have 100% approval rate for all E2 visas in Canada. And besides, the American government is very loyal to our Canadian clients. And let me tell you the story. One of our clients was coming back and forth in US a lot of times through the year, and at some point the custom person put 2 months expiration date for his stay. And the client didn't pay attention, so he overstayed for a couple of months because he thought he would go for, as usual, 180 days, 6 months. That was not the case. We still filed for his E2 visa and he got approved with no problems. So you guys can tell, if that happened to someone from Eastern Europe, from Latin America, from Africa, from Asia, guess what? The chances are of that visa to be approved are very low. The US government is very loyal to Canadians. The US government wants the Canadians here, and the US government gives you 2 options to get your E2 visa approved. Number 1, to start up your business, to bring the new business, open a new enterprise, put the money in, spend it, file for E2 visa, get an approval for 5 years visa, come to the States and be able to work. The kids go to school. The other spouse also has the work permit, so this is a beautiful visa and relatively easy to get for Canadian citizens. So, what do we need to get a successful approval for E2 visa for a Canadian citizen? Number 1, you get to choose. Are you going to open a business in the US and start it, or you want to purchase an existing business? This way or the other one, I want you to bring at least $100,000 investment in that enterprise, be it a new business or be it an existing business. Yes, I got an approval for as low as $60,000 for Canadian citizens. I'm not impressed with $60,000 just because I think this is, just adds up a little bit more risk than I would want to tolerate. Because the US government is so open to Canadian business, we can go to as low as $60,000 investment. Number 2, I want you to show me the origin of your funds. How did you make that money and how did you pay the taxes on that money? And again, because it's Canada, it's relatively easy to show how you made that money, because in Canada people usually pay taxes and there is no problem with the origin of funds. And also the US government is kind of looking through these papers with closed eyes. Not that I'm saying that they don't look at the money and everything, but it just, as long as it looks more or less okay, things gonna be fine. Number 3, I want you to spend about 70% of your investment at the time of filing. If you invest $100,000 in a new business, show me that you spend $60,000, $70,000 at the time of filing. I don't want your money to sit on a bank account. I want that money to be spent. And show me the bank statements, the invoices, the receipts that you spent that money for the business purposes. This is crucial to understand. Not that we just send the money to the bank account, file E2 petition, and then come to spend that investment. That's not how it works. We already need to show to the US government that we have spent about 60 to 70% of that investment. And of course, if you're purchasing an existing business, pretty much all your money is going to go towards that purchase, and maybe have some money left on the bank account to show that we are able to start the operations of the business. And number 4, I want you to submit a short business plan, how you're going to continue to develop an existing business or how you're going to develop the startup business. Once we have all that paperwork, we're going to file your petition to the US Embassy in Canada and wait while they process it and schedule your interview. We're going to prepare you for the interview, tell you what you need to know. After you go to the embassy, probably the next day you are receiving your visas in the passport. And the very next day after that, you can enter the US. And remember, your 5-year visa means that every time you cross the border between Canada and the US, or you enter from another country to the US, you get 2-year status. It's crucial to understand the difference between visa and status. Visa is to enter. So within 5 years, you can cross the border with the US multiple times. But every time you cross the border, you get 2-year status. And to extend that status, you need to do one out of the 2 things. Number 1, leave the country and come back. It could be a short trip back home. It could be a vacation. It could be going to Mexico. I don't know. All right, just leave the country and come back in, and you will get again 2-year status. Remember that, because if you don't and you forget, you're gonna get in trouble. All right. I had one client from Canada. I was not the one who filed the original petition. The attorney who prepared the petition was an older guy. I don't know if he didn't care. I don't know if he forgot. Something happened, and he didn't tell him that. The wife was lucky because she had to go back to Canada to visit her relatives, but the husband never left and he never extended. So guess what? Right now, he's in illegal status in the US and he spent there more than 4 years, and that's the 10-year ban if he decides to leave and try to come back. All right, so big problem. So status you get after you either re-enter the country or you can extend it while in the US. But I think this is, I want to say silly, but it's almost unreasonable to extend your 2-year status because it's going to be expensive. You'll have to pay your attorney, you have to prepare the paperwork, you have to pay the government fee. All that is going to be much more if you just go back to Canada and come back in, all right? And you get to 2-year status again. So this visa is amazing for those of you who has some capital, who wants to come to the US and do the business, and who wants to make sure that the kids are going to American school for free. Unless you want to go to the private school, okay? That's never free. If you're from Canada and you want to get the E2 visa, how to start? Well, let's start with a free evaluation of your case. Under this video, you're going to find a link. It's going to say free evaluation. You need to click on it and fill out the form that I prepared for you. I'm going to take a look at that and see if you qualify with the initial criteria. And if I see that you do, I will invite you to the complex immigration planning. This is the unique service in the immigration field that I offer within my company, where you will meet with a data manager first, and she will suck out all the information from you, put it in a document, I call it a protocol. She will give it to me, I will analyze it and prepare a written initial strategy of your case. And once you meet with me for the second phase of the complex immigration planning, we will discuss that strategy. I will let you know what's going on with your case, and you will receive a bunch of paperwork after we finish. And that's how you start working with my company. Also, don't forget to smash the like button for this video because you enjoyed it and you think it's the best video that you watched on E2 Visa for Canadians. Also, subscribe to my YouTube channel, subscribe to my Instagram, to my TikTok, and to my Facebook so we are connected. All the links below this video. I'm Stanislav Shamayev, a lawyer of the future. Your future begins here. Good luck.